Even Rams. As the Trump administration solidifies their policies in the Oval Office, millions across the country are wondering just how they will be affected. A major group that has seen mass amounts of attention by Trump has been undocumented people living in the United States. Immigration enforcement efforts have risen across the country as the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE, starts raids on the communities across the country. Thousands of people have been taken from their homes and detained by ICE, accused of being in the U.S. illegally. In Colorado alone, multiple raids have been conducted across the state, notably in Aurora, where several apartments, including the ones rumored by President Trump to house the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, were raided. Here are just a few locations that ICE agents raided in the Denver metropolitan area alone. Multiple apartment complexes and homes saw ICE agents enter their homes, where families watched as their undocumented relatives and community members were taken away. President Trump believes these raids are essential to national security, stating, quote, "I decided and declared a national emergency on our border, immediately halted all entry of illegal border crossers, of which there were many, and began properly returning the illegal trespassers back to their place where they came from," end quote. The raids are just one of the ways undocumented communities have seen their homes impacted. With the recent raids, some in the undocumented community have shared concerns over returning to work, with the fear of ICE agents entering their business at any time. Schools across the country have been raising concerns over ICE raids at school, as public school districts and universities navigate how undocumented students will be treated after President Trump allowed raids at sensitive locations, including schools, places of worship, and hospitals. All of this has caused protests against ICE and the Trump administration across the country, and now right here at CSU.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
Yoselin Rivera and Manuel Avalos have seen the struggles of the undocumented community in Colorado and have had enough.
Speak up for the undocumented community, especially those who have stayed quiet for too long, especially due to the fear.
I'm here to organize and speak up on behalf of those that can't speak up for themselves.
As raids by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also known as ICE, happen all over the state, concerns about the safety of students have risen.
I had a few students come up to me and speak about that fear and say like, hey, we didn't even want to show up today because of that fear. Our parents have always warned us to stay away.
It's been a very scary time, especially from the community that I come from. There was a nice raid just across the street from where I live. It's really hard to be a student during these times. I mean, how can I focus on my schoolwork when I'm up here in Fort Collins, but my family is elsewhere?
These fears, along with the desire to defend undocumented people, led Rivera and Avalos and many students like them to take to CSU's campus and protest for immigrant rights. The protests were led by the Young Democratic Socialist of America. Their main demand? The CSU designates itself as a sanctuary school, banning ICE from enforcing policies on campus.
We've been trying to let President Parsons know that this is a serious issue for students, and today's showing out really just does show that. She needs to clarify which spaces are private, where people can be safe from ICE, and also, make sure that other institutions within CSU are following suit.
YDSA and the protesters marched throughout campus and all the way to the admin building, where community members voiced their frustrations.
Stop deportation and family separation. Schools for education, not for deportation.
YDSA then walked into the admin building and handed their list of demands to CSU President Amy Parsons' team, with hope for protection and acknowledgement of their undocumented communities.
Education is power, and even though our rights might be stripped away, they can never take away the knowledge that we have learned. Fear is in the community, but that they're not going to stay silent and that they are here to stay.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
We have reached out to CSU's administration about the YDSA's demands and are currently awaiting a response, where students took to the streets to protest to demand that CSU. Of course, we will provide more updates and information about the state of undocumented students on campus as the Trump administration rolls out more policies.